We continue with our revision. We are going to look at question number 10. And as we look at this question, we request you to continue sharing our link and also by subscribing. Let us go through the question together. The gradient of a straight line L1 passing through the points P with coordinates 3, 4 and through another point Q with coordinates AB is 3-3/2. A line L2 is perpendicular to L1 and passes through points Q and R, and the coordinates of R are given as 2, -1. Determine the values of A and B. We know line 1 passes through point P. That is point P with coordinates 3, 4, and also through another point Q with coordinates AB, and the gradient of line PQ has been given as -3/2. We know to get the gradient of a straight line, we take the change in y coordinates, we divide by the change in the x coordinate, and the y coordinates for point Q is B. So if we take B, minus 4 over A minus 3, and this will be equal to -3 divided by 2. If we cross multiply, 2 times B will give us 2B. Then 2 times minus 4 will give us -8. This one will be equal to -3 times A will give us -3A. Then -3 times -3 will give us +9. From there, if we collect the like terms, we are going to have 2B. This is 3A. If it goes to this other side, it will be plus 3A, and this must be equal to, here we have 9, 8 goes to the other side and becomes a plus. And in this case, we are going to have 2B plus 3A, and this one will be equal to 17. We can call this our first equation. And we know line 2 is perpendicular to line 1, and it also passes through a point Q and through a point R. The coordinates of Q have been given as A and B, and R as coordinates 2, -1. And we know for perpendicular lines, if you take M1, you multiply by M2, it will always give you -1. From here, we know the gradient of line 1 is our M1. So if you take -3/2 times M2, this one will be equal to -1. If you divide by -3/2 on both sides, our M2 is going to be equal to 2/3. From here we know that given the gradient of M2, and we know M2 goes through, we know M2, the gradient of line 2, which is M2, is 2/3. We can now go ahead and get the gradient of the line QR. And we know Q has coordinates AB, and also R has 2, -1. So if we want to find the gradient of QR, we are going to take B minus -1, which is +1, divide by A minus 2, and this one is going to give us 2/3. From here we can cross multiply. 3 times B will give us 3B, plus 3 times 1 will give us 3, and this is going to be equal to 2 times A will give us 2A. Then 2 times -2 will give us -4. Collecting the like terms, 2a will come to this other side such that we have 2b minus 2a, and this one is going to be equal to negative 4. Positive 3 goes to the other side and becomes a negative. Therefore, our 3b minus 2a is going to be equal to negative 7. And this is our equation 2. If we connect the two, our first equation is 2b plus 3a, which is going to give us 17, and 3b minus 2a is going to be equal to negative 7. Using elimination method, we can decide to eliminate b, and for us to eliminate b, we are going to use the coefficient of b in the second equation to multiply with the first one, and the coefficient of b in the first equation we multiply with the second one. So if we take 3 times 2b, we get 6b, plus 3 times 3a will give us 9a, and this one is going to be equal to 17 times 3 will give us 51. From there now, again we go to the second equation. 3 times 3b will give us, this one is 2, sorry. The coefficient of b is 2. So 2 times 3b will give us 6b. And then 2 times minus 2a will give us minus 4a. And this one is going to be equal to negative 14. From here we can subtract the two equations. 6b minus 6b will cancel, so we are going to have 9 minus minus, that is 9a minus minus, which is going to give us a plus. So this one is going to be equal to 13a, and our 13a is going to be equal to 51 minus minus 14. So 51 minus minus 14 is like 51 plus 14, which is going to give us 65. If you divide by 13 on both sides, 13 and 13 goes, and our a is going to be equal to 5. Once we have our a, we can go to the original equations, substitute, and get the value of b. From the first equation, that is in equation 1, we have 2b plus 3a, which is equivalent to 17, but already we have our a. So 2b plus 3 times a, and our a is 5, this is 15. This one is going to be equal to 17. So if this goes to the other side, our 2b is going to be equal to 17 minus 15, which is 2. So if you divide by 2 on both sides, our b is going to be equal to 1. Therefore, we can say our a is equal to 5 and our b is equal to 1, and that is how this question is done. Thank you for watching and welcome to our channel.